Hello, everybody. My name is Dratnos, and welcome to Smolderon Heroic Raid PTR Testing. This is a very cool boss, I think. Had a lot of fun with this one. Midway through the raid, and is in the Fire Wing, the Firelands Wing, actually the new Fire Lord. Several different mechanics here. So let's pause this and talk about what you're going to see here. So Overheated comes out and targets half the raid with these circles. They're going to go and spread, and then when it expires, they're going to shoot out a flame wave in front of them, and then behind and to the left, and behind and to the right. So 120 degrees separated from each other. Everybody else that doesn't get targeted by one of those circles is going to run into this tank soak, which does a bunch of physical damage to the tank, and then fire split among everybody in the circle. And that also then marks the tank with an ability that does fall-off damage afterwards, so the tank is going to run away. And one of the two tanks will be affected by the circle here, the circle that spawns the flame waves. So whichever tank doesn't have that is going to taunt the boss and is going to make sure that they get targeted by this big slam, the Brand of Damnation. So here you're going to see that in action. Brand of Damnation comes out. I've got the fall-off damage now. I leap away. Everybody else with those circles expiring spawns those flame waves. And we decided to play this by having everybody go to the edge of the room and then face inwards towards the middle of the room, which is going to shoot the one that shoots in front of you towards the middle of the room. And then the ones that shoot behind you are just going to go harmlessly off the edge of the platform. And that was a way we found to make it so that the flame waves were unlikely to hit anybody else and were pretty easy to play around. Then the boss does another Brand of Damnation, and this time everybody who didn't get a circle the first time is getting a circle. Everybody who did get a circle the first time goes and soaks this. So it's deterministic. If you got the circle on the first cast, you're not going to get it on the second, and so you're going to soak on the second. If you don't get it on the first cast, you're going to soak on the first cast, and then you're going to get a circle on the second cast. So you can kind of pre-move for the second one and know where you're supposed to be. Everybody who soaks the tank mechanic also does get a healing absorb effect on them as well that they're going to need to get healed through too. So you can see how the raid frames, this starts to get pretty sketchy here. So this time around, the other tank has that fall off damage and is running away. I've taunted edge of the room and again shooting our flame waves towards the middle mostly. I get hit by some stray ones from other people, but it doesn't really matter. And the lava on the side luckily didn't kill me either. And then the boss enters the intermission here. So this is the reason why everybody needs to soak. If you soak in phase one of those tank slams, you will get a debuff, and then in this intermission, the boss will clear this debuff and create 5 of these fire orbs that only you can see. And you can soak those to gain a stacking 20% damage amp. And so that's 100% increased damage. We decided to save our lust for this first intermission phase, although potentially with mythic timings, maybe you'd want to save it for the last one at like 6 minutes into the fight and slam all of your cooldowns with that. We'll have to see what the timings end up being like on mythic for that as well. And then, yeah, you just nuke into the boss. Gaining a new stack of those orbs doesn't extend the duration, so you just want to grab all 5 whenever you're ready and don't try and delay to extend the stacks. And then that's basically it. The boss goes back into phase 1, but now the ground is more polluted. The ground gets polluted by the cast of Lava Geyser, which the boss will do quite a bit after the first combo of this like tank fall off mechanic and all those lava waves. It's like a 5 or 10 second wait, and then we're gonna get our Lava Geysers cast right about now. And then the second one is actually much faster. It's like right after those waves get spawned on the second tank soak. So it is a little bit of a harsher timing on the second one of each phase. And yeah, then that's it. Other than that, it's just DPS the boss. Don't run out of space in the room. You can see we're kind of doing this moving around in a circle strategy for this and just trying to do as much damage as we can. Nice, fun patchwork, single target-y sort of experience. Lovely fight. Just a great deal of fun. Again, those geysers you can see come off pretty much instantly, and then the boss runs towards the middle of the room to start this intermission phase. And again, everybody has a stack of the debuff because everybody soaked one of those 2 soaks in the phase. He knocks you back, he drops these orbs out, and you can see also the ground here. It sort of telegraphs where it's about to be dangerous, and it does show like 1 cast ahead where the next dangerous area is going to be, so you can sort of plan ahead a little bit and pre-move in and out as the World in Flames continues. The boss does gain a damage amp during this phase. It gains a 10% increased damage dealt for the rest of the fight every time it does World in Flames. And after it casts the 4th time, it just wipes you as well, apparently. So we didn't see that in this testing, but that is in the dungeon journal. Plus, those 5 orbs that you spawn in the intermission, if you don't soak them, if they reach the boss, every single one will give the boss 1% damage. So you can see the boss has 2 stacks of that, so 2% damage from that, 20% damage from intermission phases, 22% more damage now than it was doing at the start of the fight. And by the end of the fight, that'll be up to 30, 40%. So you really want to make sure you soak all 5 of your orbs. They give you increased damage, up to 100% increased damage, up to 50% increased healing done. But if they reach the boss, they instead increase the boss's damage, which is, you know, very bad. You do not want that to happen. And then other than that, you're just running around the room, not running out of space. It's one of those fights that has some nice mechanics that overlap in sort of interesting ways. Pretty fun to play around, pretty fun to figure out, pretty fun to strategize with. And then the, mythic difficulty of this fight is going to add a nasty twist with orbs that are fixating you and following you that you have to kill you have to run into in a staggered fashion. That's going to be fun. But yeah, that was the end of this fight here. Hope you've enjoyed this video, enjoyed this temporary cinematic that plays after you kill the boss as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.